So new unit, you only have a couple more weeks till your last notebook check. Page 37 should have been your 4B test review. I feel like I've said this about like the past several units, but I really like geometry also. I'm visual, so anything where you're looking at diagrams or shapes or something I like. So we're on unit 5A, and we're starting geometry, and in this unit, we're going to be talking about lines, angles, and oblique triangles. I see you, Evan. Give me 1 second, babe. So lines, angles, oblique triangles. So what we're talking about today is identifying types of angles. And I'm going to pause while y'all are getting that. Most important units you need to know for Math 3, what we're doing right now. Is everybody listening? Geometry. If you ain't paid attention this entire semester, this is the unit you need to pay attention in. This is like a third of Math 3, okay? Probability you'll use again if you take statistics. You really don't use it that much in Math 3. Let's see, the quadratics, factoring, using Desmos to look at a graph, domain, range, intervals, that's very important for Math 3. And then the complex number system, rational, irrational, polynomials. Remember doing all that? I hope so, because I'm about to start throwing you some exam reviews on virtual Mondays to make sure you're ready for Math 3. Henry's so sad. All right, y'all, let's get going. What page did I say we're on? 37. 38, big yikes. I'm still gonna do it here. All right, 38. All right, so I'm gonna start with a review of the types of angles and lines you learned about in middle school. So this is gonna be your review vocab. So again, really pay attention today, because if you pay attention today, you should be good for Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll start something different. That little symbol right there, does anybody know what that means? Ah, angle? That means angle. All right. Obviously, it's not a greater than or less than because there's no numbers. Let's use our brainsies. There ain't no numbers. Complementary less than S, what the heck does that mean? It ain't a less than sign, babies. Complementary angles, you see like a little facing to the left with apostrophe S, that's an angle, okay? All right, what's a complementary angle, or what are complementary angles? Who remembers? I'm hoping Sean's Googling it. Yep, what are they, Sean? They are beside each other, but they're special angles beside each other. They add to something special.
It's two angles that add up to 90.
Very good. Two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. Y'all really couldn't remember that? I know, you learned that in 5th and 6th grade. Yes. And then in 7th grade, for some reason, they leave it. I don't know why. Uh-oh. Two angles whose measures add to 90 degrees. And you were trying to get in her class again. That's crazy. You ended up better, I promise. Two angles that add to 90 degrees. Do I need to draw a picture? Yes, we're going to, because some of y'all are going to be like, what is that? For all these, you should have a picture. And I also, this is going to be a great review for do we remember how to name angles? It's okay if you don't, we're reviewing. The good news is the math in this geometry unit really isn't that hard. It's not hard math, it's looking at pictures. So when you name angles, you go from the end of the ray. We know what a ray is, right? A ray has a point and then an arrow on the other end, right? Okay, so you go from the end of the ray, which means the arrow, to the vertex, boom, and then back to the other ray. So this top angle would be ABD. Why can you not just call it angle B? Yes, good, Jordan. Extra credit. B is part of two of them. You call it angle B. I don't know which one you're talking about. Does that make sense? So the top one is angle ABD. The bottom one, what do y'all want to name it? No. Name it. Let's go. CBD, or you could do DBC, either one. So I'm going to do CBD because y'all said that first. When you add those, what should it equal? My goodness. Thank you. 90 degrees. Because I've got that box in the corner, that means they're complementary. Is everybody okay with that? Yay or nay? Yes? Okay, so let's add on to it. If I told you ABD is 70 degrees, what would CBD be? If I told you, listen carefully, I don't want to have to repeat myself a bunch today. Y'all seem a little unfocused. ABD is 70 degrees. What would CBD be? Good, 20. Oh, you got to listen. Pay attention. All right, complementary angles, we should be good with that. Supplementary angles. Add to what? Very good. Supplementary angles are two angles. I guess I should keep the wording the same. Whose measures add to 180 degrees. That should also be reviewed. Good. That's okay. You'll definitely know what the next two are. If you don't, I'm going to be like, what the heck? Yes, we're getting there. Two angles whose measures add to 180 degrees. So let me ask y'all a question. If two angles add to 180 degrees, what do they form? Do we know? Extra credit, a straight line. Everybody look. A straight line is 180 degrees. Like when you do a 180 turn on something, that means I'm facing this way. And now I'm facing this way, right? 360 would be all the way around. Very good. All the way around. Good. So this is a straight line. I know my drawing is not good. And then let's say our angle looks like this. So I'm going to use different letters now. X, Y, Z, and W. You are going to be drawing lots of pictures today, but that's okay. The math today is not difficult. You should be fine. So can somebody tell me the equation we could write for this? Can you name the angles and add them for me? Jordan, what you got, baby? Just the first one. Give me the first one. You were right the first time. Good. Angle XYW. So that's this one. I'm going to use some different colors for y'all. Somebody different. What you got, Chris? Good. Plus WYZ. You could also have said ZYW. Doesn't matter. What should they equal? 180. Good. So I'm really hoping if I told you the red one was 60, that you would tell me the pink one would be 120. Very good. The math really doesn't get harder than that. Jaden's like, I'm bored. This is too easy. He said, this is up my lane. Jeremy, Tyler, Soraya, are y'all good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We missed you, girl.
Yeah, my mom, she woke me up kind of late, so. Yeah.
That's okay. I get it. At least you're being responsible and on Zoom.
Here.
Jordan said, hey, friend.
Hi, Jordan.
All right, parallel lines. What are parallel lines? I mean, thank you. Yes and yes. Good job. Two lines that will never intersect, right? Two lines that will never intersect. Now, I love geometry because I get to use a bad word and I can't get in trouble for it, and it's fantastic. Haley's like, what are you about to do? You are crazy. Two lines that will never intersect. Listen to me very carefully. Is everybody watching? Yes? You don't need to write this. I just want you to watch. Are these two lines parallel?
Yes.
Really?
No, they don't go on.
They do go on. They have arrows. What'd you say? You don't need an angle. They're lines. Lines and angles are different. Angles come from lines. Do they? Okay, let me, they're taking this to a whole new level. Do they look parallel? Did I tell you they're parallel? Then you can't assume. I love geometry because I get to say ass to y'all. If you're assuming, I'm gonna call you an ass. Capiche? If you assume it makes that, you don't get to say it. Out of you and me. Does everybody see that? Clever, right? You can make yourself one of these, but you better not make me one. You thought. Do not assume. So just because two lines look parallel does not mean they're parallel. Let me show you what they will say. They'll either say that they are parallel or they'll do this little number right here. So y'all draw this picture. Let's call this M and N. And I want y'all to look at this little symbol I'm going to put on them. If they're marked like that, does everybody see the little arrows in the lines? That means they're parallel. Now you could also see it written like this. If they say M, 2 bars, N, that also means they're parallel. Are y'all good there? Okay. So while you're finishing writing, somebody talk to me about what perpendicular lines are.
They intersect.
Oh, they intersect to make something special though. At a T or at 90 degrees. Good. So perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form a right angle. I'm missing Kedrian too. All my babies gone today. Two lines that intersect to form a right angle. So I like what Chris said. They kind of look like a T. Now I'm going to draw mine like an X just so y'all can see it sideways and don't get confused when you do see it like that, okay? Because y'all be tripping up sometimes if it doesn't look exactly like a T. All right, I'm gonna get you again. Are these perpendicular? No, they look like it. Are you allowed to assume? What do you need to see to show they're perpendicular? Nope, that's for parallel. Ooh. A right angle, thank you. Y'all, a little box. You don't see a little box? They're not perpendicular. If they cross and don't have a box, it means it's not a 90-degree angle. They're not perpendicular, it just means they cross. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's say this line is A and this line is B. The other way they could show you they're perpendicular if they don't draw a box is they could write it like this. A, upside down T, B. That means they are perpendicular. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, and then the last one, it should be review. It's usually not, but I'm gonna put it on this page because it's not hard. And you have seen it before. I just don't think they taught you the word for it. A transversal is just a line that cuts through two or more lines. Okay, so let me draw you a picture. Let's say I have these two lines. And let's make them parallel, because why not? Just so y'all can practice seeing that. So that's two parallel lines, right? Is there a line cutting through them? Not yet. So if I draw a line through them like this, it can be any kind of line. So I'm just going to draw one through them. That line right here, that brown line, is called a transversal. It just cuts through both the lines. Can you see that okay, Hayes? Okay. All right, we're like halfway done. That should be good news. You should be like, okay, this isn't too bad. Is everybody good with the review vocab? All right, so let's talk about the new vocab. Oh, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna do two of these separate, but then all the other ones, we're gonna draw a big picture and do them all together. Does that sound okay? And you will probably want different colors if you have them. So new vocab, first thing, and I really feel like y'all will be fine with this one. Adjacent angles. What does the word adjacent mean? Beside. Yeah, it means touching. So adjacent angles are just two angles that have a common side and vertex, which means they touch. Two angles that touch. So they have a common side and vertex. Remember, the vertex is just the point, just like with a parabola. So do y'all agree if we draw this picture right here? That's two adjacent angles because they share the same point, vertex, and they share that middle side right there. All right, last new one before we do a big picture. Vertical angles. This one always trips my kids up, and I'm really not sure why. So vertical angles are two angles across from each other. And I'm writing the word directly across because y'all be getting a little crazy and go like across the whole big picture and try to tell me those are vertical. They got to be directly across from each other. Can we multitask? Can I talk while you're writing? Okay, do y'all remember when we did transformations and a vertical reflection literally flipped it, like up or down? Same thing with a vertical angle. So everybody look, I'm gonna draw another X again. So does anybody think they could name me two angles that are vertical? You can tell me top, left, right, or bottom. Which ones do you think? Across.
Top and bottom.
Yeah, everybody look, the top angle right here is vertical to this bottom angle. They are across from each other. They are opposites. They're not touching. What do you call them when they're touching? Adjacent. Very good. Not touching, they're like opposites. Which means what would the other pair of vertical angles be? Huh? Why are y'all saying horizontal? Where did we define a horizontal angle? Do y'all mean the left one and the right one? Okay, can y'all say that? Y'all were confusing me. These two, those are also vertical. So they literally are like looking at each other. They have the same point, but they're across from each other. Are you okay? It's like you reflected it. It's like a vertical reflection kind of. They would, oh, what did you just say? They will have the same measure. Very smart. We're going to start adding some actual angle measures in there and talking about what they would be. L'Oreal's like, dang, I don't know how I feel about this. So what I need you to do next, we're going to use an entire page because my kids stay messing up on this. We're going to draw a big picture. I highly recommend getting different colors. So I'm going to pause for a second and see if anybody in class needs more colors. I need everybody to draw down this picture. Nice and big, take up a whole page. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine, but kind of make it look as best you can, okay? Yeah, a whole page. Take a whole page. So while you're drawing this, we are about to learn about 6 different types of angles. Very exciting. Okay, we're using it with a big picture. So the first thing I need y'all to understand, or to write down, I should say, is that these two lines, line L and line M, are what if I draw that in them? Parallel. These types of things we're about to learn about, I need everybody to listen, only work with parallel lines. If the lines are not parallel, then you don't do any of what I'm about to show you. Capiche? All right. So we've got our nice big picture. Lines L and M are parallel. The line cutting through them is called a what? Transversal? Transversal. Say the word so you know what it's called, so you don't tell me transgender or something crazy. Transversal. Everybody's good. All right. So first thing we're going to learn about, pick a color. And I'm going to write it up. I'll write it right here. Our alternate interior angles. I got it in red. Pick you a color. Write it kind of similar to where I have mine. We're going to try to organize it. Alternate interior angles. What does the word alternate mean? Get off your phone. Unless you're Googling it. You're trying to get ahead of me. What? Okay, back and forth. Let me ask you a question. If I tell one of my players she better get it together, I'm going to put her alternate in. Like her backup, her sub, right? Alternate means, I like what y'all say, kind of back and forth. So let me ask you a question. If I'm talking about one of these angles on the left, I hope we're all looking. Where's its alternate going to be?
Right.
On the right. If I'm talking about an angle at the top left, where do you think its alternate will be? Bottom right. Exactly. Alternate just means opposite. Does anybody need me to write that down? Yes. Okay, write it. If you need it, that means opposite. And let's go ahead and talk about the next part. What does interior mean? Inside. So everybody write what I just wrote. I changed my mind. We're all going to write it. If you see the word alternate interior, that means the opposite inside angles, and they're inside of the parallel lines. So to help yourself out, let's go ahead and number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You said you think you remember this? I'm gonna be impressed if they showed you this. Okay.
1 and 8. No, 1 and 8. Yeah.
They're not inside. Oh, okay. Y'all did learn this. Good. Okay, everybody look. First of all, the inside angles, the angles inside of these two parallel lines. Everybody look. Inside of them. What are the 4 angles inside? 3, 4, 5, and 6. So can somebody tell me their alternates? 3 and 6. Very good. So everybody stop and look. 3 is in the top left. 6 is in the bottom right. So angles 3 and 6 are alternate interiors. You should still be using your color that you used. Same color. And what's the other pair of alternate interiors? 4 and 5. Very good. I should have put an angle sign with 5. Angle 4 and angle 5. I'm wondering if they told you this. Since they're alternate interiors, what do we know about them? Maybe. They don't have to be obtuse and acute. I'm looking for more specific. Nope. If 3 and 6 are alternate interiors, then they are equal. So if angle 3 is 70 degrees, guess what? So is angle 6. That's not assuming that's a legitimate thing because these lines are parallel. So the opposites have to balance out. Did everybody hear me say that? Think about a big balance beam, a big scale. If you put 50 pounds on one side for it to balance out, you got to put 50 on the other, right? So what this means is angle 3 and angle 6 will be equal. Angle 4 and angle 5 will be equal. Do I need to write that? Let's write it just in case. Just put you an equal sign underneath them. Those two are equal, and these two are equal. Alternate interior angles are equal to each other. So if you know one of them 70, then this alternate interior is also 70. We okay? Okay. Guess what? You can also have alternate exterior. Pick a different color. We're going to write this one up here. Make sure y'all can see it. So you can also have alternate exterior angles. So y'all told me interior meant inside, right? What does exterior mean? They're outside of the parallel lines. So this just means opposite and outside of the parallel. Opposite, outside. This is the best way I know how to do these notes without y'all having to draw a gazillion pictures. Can somebody, are we still writing or am I okay? Keep going. Okay, can somebody name a pair of alternate exterior angles? Somebody different. Chris, you're someone different. What you got, babe? 1 and 8. Now guess what? Do you think alternate exterior angles have to balance too? They're also equal. So angle 1 has to equal angle 8. Who else had their hand up? Didn't you do the last one or did you not? I don't know either. I'm gonna let Evan do it. Evan, what's the other pair? Yeah, good. Angle 2 has to equal angle 7. I'll hit you up next, Jordan. So I'm gonna circle 1 and 8 with the color just so y'all can see. What you think, Soraya? You're visual, so I feel like you should like this, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I like it.
Good. All right, 1 and 8. Okay, alternate interior, alternate exterior. You can also have time for a new color. We're almost done. Almost done with the colors. Everybody got a new color? Same side interior. What do you think that means? Go ahead, Chris. What you think?
They're not parallel.
Okay, they're not, well, it has to be parallel lines for all of these to work. So if I didn't tell you these were parallel, none of these are equal. It's not a thing, okay? I like what he said really quick though. They're not gonna be the same measure. I agree. They're not gonna be the same. So what do you think I mean by same side? Same side of the what? Go ahead, Hales. What you think? Very good. They're on the same side of the transversal. So everybody look. 3 and 5 are what we call same side interior. So I'm going to put same side of transversal, but I'm going to abbreviate. Are y'all okay with me abbreviating? Okay, I wrote it small, so let me zoom in so you can see it. They're on the same side of the transversal, but they're still on the inside because it says interior. Good. So they're on the inside and they're on the same side of the transversal, and I underlined 3 and 5 with that color. Carter, we got the same pen. That was random. That's where my ADHD took me. I'm not on it. I don't like being on it. I don't take it. Obviously, y'all are like, if this girl's on medicine, it ain't working. She need to change it out. Yeah, I don't like it. All right. Same side interior, 3 and 5. Let me ask y'all a question. Do they even look like they would be equal? No, middle school review. 3 is acute. It looks less than 90. 5 is obtuse. It looks bigger than 90, right? So you know they're not equal. I can't stand it when we take this quiz next week and kids talking about some 3 equals 5. They don't even look the same, right? Let's use our noggins, right? They don't even look the same. One's acute, one's obtuse. So let's think about it. Everybody look, because I'm about to show you something cool. Doesn't 3 have to be the same as 6? So go ahead and 3 is the same as 6. So pretend this is 3 down here. What are 3 and 5 gonna make? 180, ding, 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 which means they are what? Yes. Same side. Both of those start with S, right? What else have you learned about that starts with S? Supplementary. Same side interior angles are supplementary, which means they will add to make 180. Very good. So I want everybody to write down that they are supplementary. Not my pen hitting the projector. They will always add to 180. They're on the same side and they're on the inside. They're going to add to 180. All right, just 2 more, y'all. This is exciting. And it's actually just 1 more new one. The other one we've already done. Yay, whoever said yay. I agree. I wish I had a blue. Anybody got a blue I can borrow? You want to toss it to me? Don't stab me in the eyeball. That was such a good toss. Thank you. It's okay, baby. I got it. Thank you, though. All right, last new type, and then I'm going to bring in one of the old ones we just talked about. Corresponding, and then we will be almost done. Corresponding angles. What do you mean by square thing?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Good. Let's go ahead and talk about it because y'all are all starting to get to the age where you're driving. Most of us are getting our permit or our license, right? Oh, you're close. You're close. You are not. Boy, hush. I know y'all's ages, birthdays, addresses, all the good things. Lucky I'm not a psycho. Everybody look. What's 5, 6, 7, 8 look like? Think about driving. A 4-way stop. And these little people around Greenville just do not know how to do these. You know what's worse? They don't know how to go around a roundabout. And that kills me. If it says yield, that does not mean stop. That means you don't go if somebody's like right there. Evan's like, yes, I know you're paying this pool. 4-way stop. When we talk about corresponding angles, look at your 2 4-way stops. It's the angles in the exact same location. Did everybody hear me say that? So corresponding means same location at the intersections. Trying to relate it to y'all driving so that you won't miss this because I got kids miss this all the time. The same location at the intersections. So let's just look at our bottom intersection so we don't get overwhelmed. What angle do y'all want me to start with? Can we start with 7 since it doesn't have anything with it yet? Okay, everybody look at 7. I'm going to squiggly it. What position is that car in at the 4-way stop? Oh my God. Bottom. That ain't on the top. It's bottom left. Thank you. Go to your other 4-way stop. What's on the bottom left? Not bottom left. 3. Thank you. Everybody look. Angle 7 and angle 3 are corresponding. They have to equal. They're in the exact same location, just a block away. They are equal because they are corresponding. They are both in the bottom left. Do you agree they're both in the bottom left?
Yes.
Then they're going to be equal because these are parallel lines. Let's do 2. Everybody look at 2. What is 2 in the top? Right. Go to your other 4-way stop. What's in the top right? Good. So angle 2 has to equal angle 6. There's still more, so I'm going to keep going with some more. I'm going to box 2 and 6 just so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to quiz y'all. What would angle 1 be corresponding to? Very good. 5. They're both in the top left. Angle 1 will equal angle 5. And I'm going to talk to my Zoom babies on this one. Any of y'all answer for extra credit. Angle 4, what corresponds with angle 4?
8.
Very good, Soraya. They're both in the bottom what, babe?
The bottom right.
Very good. Corresponding angles will be equal. They're in the same location. So what are the only kind that aren't equal? That we wrote down. No. Look at what we wrote down. Lord Jesus, y'all. You wrote down 4 types. Say it again, Haley. Same side interior are the only ones we learned about that aren't equal. They are supplementary. Think about the S's. All the other ones, alternate interior, they're equal. Alternate exterior, they're equal. Corresponding, they're equal. Is everybody with me? Yes? Okay, you do not have to draw what I'm drawing next. Does everybody have their notes down? Okay, I just want you to watch. I want to make sure we can all do this. No, nobody doing it. We're all just looking. I'm gonna draw the picture a little different so you don't get freaked out when you see this later. We're all just looking, no drawies, because y'all got turtle hands. I just want you to look. I love you. I didn't mean to roast you like that, but I also kind of did. Some of y'all just be writing too slow. We're all just looking. No one's writing, everybody looking. If I tell you that angle 1 is 60 degrees, we can find all of the other ones. Y'all are nodding yes, that's good. That means you'll do your homework in like 10 minutes and it won't take you long. So everybody watch. If angle 1 is 60, tell me what other ones would be 60. I'm gonna let y'all do it. Give me one, Jordan. What else would be 60? 5. Why is 5 60? Give me an explanation.
Corresponding, maybe?
Oh, your friend took it from me. Don't say maybe, girl. That was right. You were getting there. I know you were. They're corresponding. So listen, on your homework, I tell you to find them all. Sean, put your phone down. Thank you. I tell you to find them all, and I tell you to justify. If you don't justify, highest grade you're getting is a 50. Do we understand? That's the part of the test I get people is where you have to tell me what kind of angles they are. Chris, tell me something else that's 60. 8, what's your justification? Okay, I like that. Everybody listen. He said vertical to what, baby? What's it vertical to? 8? What's 8 vertical to? 8 is vertical to 5. What else could you say? There's another explanation you could give. What are 1 and 8? Alternate exterior. So that also makes it 60. What's another one that's 60, Carter? 4. What's your explanation for that one? There's a couple. There's actually 3. Everybody look, I'm not going to write this one, just watch. It's vertical to 1. Do y'all agree? It's alternate interior to 5, which means it's got to be equal. And it's corresponding to what, Henry? 8. You could tell me any of those and I would take it. So your next test in Canvas, I'm going to have to grade it. It's probably not going to, it's going to give you a 0, honestly, probably. Because we could all say different things, okay? All right, somebody different, talk to me. What would angle 2 be? Somebody different. Jordan, what's 2, baby? 120, how do you know that? What's it called when they add to make 180? You're good. You're fine. You find it. So while he's looking, somebody else tell me what else would be 120 in that first intersection. 3, what would the reason be? Vertical, or you could say the word he's looking for. What's it called? Very good. Vertical, or you could say supplementary. Do y'all get the gist of what you'll be doing on your homework? That means the other ones are 122, right? Okay, I feel like we're good with this, so I'm going to stop the recording. If you have questions, hang out.